Here we go, May's voted Thematic List Build. Thank you all for voicing your picks. It was undecidedly a win for a very dusty Chaos Space Marine Legion. This one is for the Cult of Sorcerers, the 15th Legion, a thematic list build for the Thousand Suns. The Thousand Suns don't have a subfaction rule. As I explained in my Chaos Still Feels Small video, they've been elevated above the non-God-marked legions. Their subfaction rule, if you can still call it that, is Brotherhood of Sorcerers. It offers two perks, the first boosting psychic tests by 1, and the second provides units with the Arcana Astartes keyword a 5-up invulnerable save. This is an incredible set of perks. The vast majority of rules in the Thousand Suns toolset is oriented around psychic abilities, which is made all the better by having a built-in +1 to cast. And the second perk effectively gives all your Legion units a built-in 5-up invulnerable save. The value is immense. Suddenly Thousand Suns have some of the best armored units around among their contemporaries, much to the chagrin of legions which claimed that to be their forte. Rules dissonance combined with an excess of ignoring the core mechanics of the game. You might be aware of how I feel about invulns, but I digress. In doing the review of their mechanics, the Thousand Suns seem to have the greatest case of rules bloat of any army. Beyond your core rules to play the game and the rules that govern the mission structure, you have an offering of units, of which a staggering 45% of are Psychers, far and above the average. You have your standard offering of relics, warlord traits, and 30-odd stratagems. You have 18 psychic powers and 6 prayers, a handful of paid point upgrades for your many Psychers, and you have your Cabal point system, which gives you points in the Psychic phase for each Psyker you have that you can spend on additional Psychic phase benefits. Then we can add to this the sub-subfaction cult rule sets, of which there are 9, which each give you an additional Psychic power, warlord trait, and relic, of which you are encouraged to take multiple of in order to gain more benefits. There is a lot going on here, and to me it seems there is a very clear difference where the Thousand Suns skill floor is situated compared to the vast majority of other armies. So with that in mind, I've decided to simplify. Regarding the thematic objectives of the list, they are Cult of Time. Speaking to the vast breadth of their rules, the Cult of Time seems to be the ideal single cult to run for those who are starting out, or for those who want a more straightforward play experience. Warriors Beyond Time. And since we're going with the Cult of Time theme, I felt it would be pretty suitable to lean into the Heresy era units and style of formation. Now, let's head over to the list breakdown. The list is structured as a battalion and a Supreme Command detachment. I wonder what'll be going in there. Let's start with the troops. Making up the body of this Thrall band are 3 Rubric Marine squads. I will go over psychic powers at the end, but the first 2 squads are 5 bodies strong, equipped with Inferno bolt guns along with 1 Soul Reaper cannon each and 1 Icon of Flame each. The third squad is 8 bodies strong. All the Marines are equipped with Warp Flamers, and the Aspiring Sorcerer is taking a Warp Flame pistol. And of course 1 Marine is given an Icon of Flame. These units really hold their own. Built-in AP2 ranged weapons are fantastic for a troop's choice. They take advantage of the army-wide 5-up invuln, and All is Dust lets them add 1 to armor saving throws versus damage 1 weapons. The squad of 8 Warp Flamers will incinerate all but the toughest targets, though it is an expensive unit, so it's best to use them to trade into something worthwhile, making use of stratagems like Risen Rubrique or Webway Infiltration. And the Icons of Flame in each squad allows each of them to generate 1 extra Cabal point. When it comes to their known powers, I've doled out to the 2 Bolter squads Twist of Fate, which turns off invulnerable saves for your enemies, and Weaver of Fates, which boosts your own. And the Warp Flamer squad has Pyric Flux, which makes their flamers all the more deadly. The list also contains 1 Chaos Rhino. Dedicated transports are a must for evoking the times of the Old Legion, and so this Rhino can transport the 2 Bolter squads or the Flamer squad. With the troops covered, let's go on to our HQs. The first being an Exalted Sorcerer. He's taken a few upgrades, a Disc of Tzeentch for mobility, a Warp Flame pistol, and a Khopesh for some melee punch. The powers he knows are Temporal Manipulation, to allow a unit to move in the Psychic phase, and Weaver of Fates. 1 command point has been spent to give him the Warlord trait Seeker After Shadows, granting 1 extra Cabal point generation, and the ability to roll Psychic tests with an extra dice discarding 1. That combined with the Brotherhood of Sorcerers ability will mean his casts will be extremely reliable almost all of the time. He's also been given the relic the Umbralific Crystal. It's the auto-include, Being able to pick up a unit plus the bearer and relocate them is just too good to pass up. That, combined with temporal manipulation, will allow this exalted sorcerer to solve problems and set up problems for his enemies. The second HQ is an Infernal Master. The packs he knows are Glimpse of Eternity, which gives you a free reroll for the battle round, and Capering Imps, which curses an enemy unit, turning off their light cover and their overwatch. The psychic powers he knows are Glamour of Tzeentch, which gives your units a -1 to hit versus enemy attacks, and additionally, 1 command point has been spent to give him a Warlord trait, that being Aether Stride, to give him 3 inches more move with Fly, and the ability to fall back and charge. On to the elites. Serving as the hammer of this list is a unit of 10 Scarab Occult Terminators. 2 have Soul Reaper cannons, and the unit contains 2 Hellfire Missile racks as well. And the Aspiring Sorcerer knows Presage. It gives the unit +1 to hit, which is handy to give these elite guards more reliability on their volume of attacks and shots. Providing some ranged anti-armor punch are 2 Chaos Predator Annihilators, taken with Last Cannon sponsons. Each of them will let loose 4 Last Cannon shots per turn. And with the unique ability to have an invulnerable save, these Predators will have much more longevity than they otherwise would have. You could say they'll have more time. And the last unit of the list, who also serves as the Warlord, is none other than Magnus the Red. As a Demon Primarch of Tzeentch, he is as potent as you would expect. Magnus the Red casts and denies 3 powers a turn. He knows all the Thousand Suns psychic powers. He can reroll Psychic or Deny the Witch tests with an extra +2 to cast. He never suffers Perils of the Warp, and he does bonus damage when smiting. He also comes with a reroll hit rolls of 1 aura, and a declarable full reroll for 1 unit per battle round. Offensively, he has a whopping 8 attacks at strength 16, hitting on 2s at AP -4, dealing 3 damage. And he has 3 Warlord traits. And that's the list, clocking in at a perfect 2,000 points for the Thousand Suns. It's a quality style build. Many of the units have potent offense, several Psychers which bring mortal wounds, stat boosting efficiency, and powerful utility, all covered by an army-wide, built-in 5-up invulnerable save. Plus, the trio of Rhino chassis vehicles really helps add that Legion-era feel, along with an honor guard of Terminators, and of course, the Crimson King Magnus. Also, for those who don't want to take Magnus, you could swap him out for 2 Hellbrutes, an extra Rubric Marine squad, and a few extra Warp Flamer Rubrics to bathe the enemy in Tzeentch's fire. That's a wrap on this one. Thanks for voicing your picks for this Thousand Suns thematic list build. And thanks for watching, with a special thanks to my patrons, Julius Maximus, as well as the others who help keep the dream alive. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them down below. And if you're a Thousand Suns player, I'd be curious to know how you're finding them in 9th edition. So, if you enjoyed this video, there's a like button. And if you want to help my channel grow, there is a subscribe button. There's also a bell button and a share button, so press the buttons you want to press. And with that, I will hope to see you guys in the next one.